Alright, let's start the presentation. I am Seung-Hoon Han and very pleased to share my research. Thank you for inviting me. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about the vulnerability of Trusted Platform Module and Subvert Microsoft BitLocker with it. Due to the time limit, I have to present a condensed version of my BitLocker ACPI 2020 talk. So if you want to watch the full version of it, please check my BitLocker ACPI presentation. I'm a senior security researcher at the affiliated institute of ETRI. I'm a review board member of BitLocker ACPI and TPM conference. I was a speaker at several conferences like Unix Security, Black Hat, Hack in the Box Security Conference, and so on. Additionally, I'm a Debian Linux maintainer and have contributed several Linux kernel patches too. These are my previous works. I presented 3 vulnerabilities about the TPM, CVE 2017-16837, and CVE 2018-6622, and CVE 2020-0526. If you want to know detailed information about the TPM and the vulnerabilities, please check my previous works. Disclaimer. Firstly, I do not explain BitLocker's encryption algorithm. I focus on the protection mechanism for volume master key, especially the mechanism only with a TPM, and it is a default option of BitLocker. Secondly, I do not explain vulnerabilities in BitLocker. I introduce the TPM vulnerabilities and support the TPM protection of BitLocker with them. The vulnerabilities I found are in the TPM, not the BitLocker. Alright, first of all, I would like to tell you a short story because I do not want to make a serious mood. Once upon a time, there was a young boy and his father made a wise remark to him. Life is wild, my son. When he listened to it, he imagined this scene and thought he was a small lion and would be a king like this. Yeah, it was a happy dream. However, as he grew up, he thought he was not a king like a lion and maybe he would become that guy and could do something important with the king. But life was wild like father's word, and he finally realized that he was just a small animal over there. However, he was not disappointed because he became a security researcher. As you know, the happiness doesn't last forever, and the day had come. He met a big problem. This guy was his hero, and he wanted to be like the guy. As you know, the guy is the father of Linux operating system, and he looked like he loved both Linux and Windows. So the poor security researchers tried to make the best research machine with Windows 10 Plus, BitLocker Plus, Linux. And then this screen showed, as you know, this screen shows that BitLocker kidnapped your, BitLocker protected your data, maybe from you, right? Anyway, it meant if you want to get your data back, you have to type the recovery key, even though the data are yours. Unfortunately, the poor security researcher forgot the key and he just screamed. Although he was in adversity, he didn't give up. He made up his mind to get the data back and started his long and painful journey. As you guess, the poor guy is me, and this is my story. This is content and background. This is the poor security researcher system. The system was Intel NUC 8 i7 HBK and had a secure boot and TPM 2.0 feature. And Windows 10 and Ubuntu 18.4 were installed in each disk. From now, I will talk about BitLocker. According to the Microsoft documents, BitLocker is a data protection feature that integrates with Windows OS. Data protection feature that protects data from me. Anyway, it provides the most protection when used with a trusted platform module. For that, the firmware must support TCG-specified static root of trust for measurement, and the important point of BitLocker are the trusted platform module and static root of trust for measurement. TPM is a tamper-resistant device and has two versions, TPM 2.0 and TPM 1.2. TPM is used to determine the trustworthiness of a system by investigating the values stored in PCRs. TPM is also used to limit access secret data based in specific PCR values. For this, TPM has two operations, seal and unseal, to manage secret data. Seal operation encrypts secret data with PCRs of the TPM, and unseal operation can decrypt the sealed data only if the PCR values match the specific values. BitLocker of Microsoft uses the seal and unseal function for VMK protection. The root of trust for measurement sends integrated relevant information to the TPM. TPM specification calls this accumulating operation extend. As you see the extend process on the middle of the page, the TPM accumulates the measurement to a PCR with the previously stored value in PCRs. Because of this process, a small bit that changes to a PCR value will affect all the following extended values. RTM is the CPU controlled by core RTM, and it is the first set of instructions when a new chain of trust is established. Static RTM is started by static CRTM when the host platform starts at power on or restart. The important point of SRTM is that it extends measurements or hashes of components to PCRs before passing control to them. This process is called measured boot. These are examples of PCR values, and SRTM related PCRs are from PCR number 0 to 15. Alright, let's summarize the things we have to do. As I mentioned before, the TPM protects a VMK. So, firstly, we have to recover PCRs of a TPM to unseal the VMK. Secondly, we have to get the encrypted VMK from BitLocker. Thirdly, we have to decrypt the encrypted VMK with the TPM. And finally, we have to unlock BitLocker locked partition with the VMK. Subverting TPMs with one vulnerability. Many security researchers have tried to get the VMK with physical bus attacks like this. Wow, they are amazing, right? But I could not use this way because, firstly, my soldering skill is not as good as these researchers, Secondly, the PC was my company's property. It means if I fail to fix it, I will have another big problem. Anyway, the physical bus attack was rational and practical. Firstly, TPM is a tamper-resistant device, so it is hard to get the data from the inside of a TPM. However, the bus called locking count is not secure and tamper-resistant. Secondly, researchers believe PCRs of a TPM were well protected. According to the TPM specifications, SRTM PCRs only can be reset by host reset. That means power on or restart. We usually trust the specifications, but the implementation is unfortunately, software development is not easy these days. There are so many people who support the developer like this. Project manager, security manager, manager of manager, and even CTO and CEO heartily support the developer. And due to it, the developer has no time to read the specifications carefully. Because of this environment, I could find and publish CVE 2018-6622. It could reset the TPM when the system entered S3 sleeping state of the Advanced Configuration and Power Interface, or ACPI. After exploiting the vulnerability, all PCRs and state were initialized. Due to the vulnerability, I could reset the TPM without physical access. Unlike other researches, entering S3 sleeping state was enough to exploit the vulnerability. It meant I did not need to worry about carrying down the PC. A recent system support the ACPI sleeping state. ACPI is a specification about configuring hardware components and performing power management. When the system enters the sleeping state, the system cuts off the power of our devices. The important thing is that TPM is also powered off in the S3 sleeping state or suspend mode. From this page, I just called sleep mode for the S3 sleeping state. This is the sleep process of SRTM. The important point of this process is the interaction of the operating system and the ACPI module. For the ACPI sleep process to work correctly, the operating system and the ACPI module have to collaborate with each other in a predefined order. What if the operating system is compromised and does not notify the TPM of sleep? This is the SRTM vulnerability, and I call it the gray area vulnerability, CVE 2018-6622. If you want to know the reason of the name, please check my previous works. This is the impact of CVE 2018-6622. As you see, the left one is normal PCRs of the TPM when SRTM is enabled, and the right one is PCRs after exploiting the vulnerability. All SRTM PCRs are cleared. So I tried to exploit the TPM with the vulnerability, and my effort would be gone. Because this is the TPM information, and it said Intel TPM. As you know, Intel didn't make the hardware TPM, so this means that, something wrong. Let's go back to the TPM. There are two typical types of TPMs. One is a discrete TPM, and the other is a firmware TPM. Discrete TPM or dTPM is a hardware-based TPM and connected to the LPC bus. It is secure, expensive, and widely deployed in high-end products, and it also supports TPM 1.2 and TPM 2.0 specification. Firmware TPM or fTPM is a firmware-based TPM and resides in a secure processor. It is maybe secure and cheap, and also widely deployed from entry point products to the high-end products. It usually supports only TPM 2.0 specification. To get my data back, I tested CVE 2018-6622, and unfortunately, Intel Platform Trust Technology or PTT also had the same sleep mode vulnerability. So I reported it to the Intel in February 2019, and they assigned the Intel Security Advisory and CVE 2020-0526. According to my test result, many manufacturers such as Intel, Lenovo, Gigabyte, and Asus were vulnerable at that time. It means TPM-related code of BIOS UEFI firmware seems to be shared for the dTPM and fTPM. Alright, I got the real power. I could reset the dTPM and fTPM with one sleep mode vulnerability. Let's exploit it. Kernel module for exploiting the vulnerability patches the TPM-PM suspend function in the TPM driver. The function is invoked by kernel during sleep and sends TPM2 shutdown state to the TPM for saving the current state. The kernel module changes the function to another function like this. Yeah, it's a very simple code. Subverting Microsoft BitLocker. As I mentioned earlier, TPM is the VMK of BitLocker. BitLocker uses two PCI profiles. If UEFI secure boot is enabled, it uses PCI number 7 and 11. If UEFI secure boot is disabled, it uses PCI number 0, 2, 4, and 11. If you want to know the profile, you can see it with manage BD tool like below. This machine uses PCI number 7 and 11. If then, what information is stored in PCI number 7 and 11? This is the PCI usage of UEFI. The TPM specification said secure boot policy information like keys, certificates used by UEFI are stored in PCI number 7, and OS-defined information are stored in PCI number 11. So I concluded that I needed hashes of the normal system for PCI number 7 and 11. Because, as you know, I could reset the TPM with my vulnerabilities, and it meant I could make the PCI number 7 and 11 normal with replaying normal hashes. But how? I could get them from event logs. Event logs consist of PCI numbers, hashes, event types, and event data. According to the TPM specification, RTM extends hashes to a TPM and saves event logs for each measurement. However, event logs were gone when the kernel started. If executable services of EFI boot services was called, UEFI firmware flushed them. It meant I needed a custom bootloader. Frankly say, I felt something wrong again at that time, and I should have given up and removed Linux operating system from my machine. I regret that now. Anyway, I made a custom bootloader version 1. The custom bootloader version 1 is based on Grok 2 of core boot because it has a wrapper of EFI TCP protocol. So I didn't need to make the custom bootloader from scratch. For event logs, I added a new feature that got event logs and saved them. Finally, I got the event logs. This is the boot sequence of custom bootloader and kernel. And these are extracted PCI numbers and hashes. Yeah, it's great. Even though I got the hashes, unfortunately, I couldn't get my data back because of the certificate. In case of Windows, Microsoft Windows Production PCA is used. However, in case of Linux, Microsoft Corporation UEFI CA is used. Because of this reason, PCI number 7 is not the same. Fortunately, getting a hash of Microsoft Windows Production PCA is easy because secure boot has been widely deployed and I could get it from other PCs. Additionally, Microsoft Windows also saves our measurement logs, so I could get it from Microsoft TPM PCP toolkit. This is the result of PCP toolkit, and this is the hash of Windows Production PCA certificate. How do I find it? This is because this is the event data, and this is the text part. You can see the text, Microsoft Production PCA. Additionally, the expire date is 2026. So I can use this hash more than 6 years. However, I'm not sure because Bootloader was found this year. Alright, the last step is unsealing the VMK. According to my research, unsealing the VMK is not performed in a single TPM command. These TPM commands and parameters are needed. After I analyzed BitLocker. I found out that all parameters of TPM commands were static. As you know, all parameters started from the base index, and Windows Boot Manager was the first application after UEFI firmware. So if I got the parameters, I could reuse them forever. The important thing was how to get the parameters of each command. Reverse engineering was good for that. However, I have no time, So I made another custom bootloader version 2. This time, I added hooks to the TPM protocol of UEFI firmware, and the bootloader executes Windows Boot Manager with the chain loader feature. Then the hooks of TPM protocol dumps all commands and parameters. This is the boot and dump sequence. The core part is hooked EFI TCP protocol, as you see. These are real dump data of TPM commands. Due to the time limit, I should skip the detailed description of them. If you want to see it, please check my presentation file. Alright, this is TPM to load command, and this is TPM to start up session command. These are TPM to policy authorize and the TPM to policy PCR commands. This is the last command, TPM to unseal, and then this is the VMK. Whew. It was a long journey, right? If this was the last page of my journey, I couldn't be here as a speaker. I tried to find where the public and private data of sealed VMK were, and I also tried to find where the PCR policy and BMAP were. So this is very, very important, because if I find this information, I can extract the VMK from other PCs. And the location is BitLocker's metadata. This is the TPM encoded blob of BitLocker's metadata. And this part has public and private data of sealed VMK for TPM to load command. And this part has policy digest and PCR BMAP for TPM2 policy PCR command. Except for these data, other parameters are static, as you know, so I can extract the VMK from other PCs. BitLocker design and implementation. BitLocker is a new tool to get your data back. It can decrypt the BitLocker partition with the slim mode vulnerability. It consists of several parts I made and customized, such as BitLocker Bootloader, BitLocker kernel module, BitLocker launcher, and customized BitLocker. This is BitLocker's GitHub link. You can get the BitLocker source code from here. This page shows the test result. I reported the dTPM vulnerability in early 2018 and fTPM vulnerability in early 2019. Now, many products seem to be past these vulnerabilities. I really appreciate global companies' responses. However, some products are still vulnerable, and many products that warranty periods expired are also vulnerable. So if you use older products, I recommend you following the countermeasures of my presentation. Alright, demo time. Because of time limit, I prepared a short demo of BitLocker used at a Black Hat Asia conference. Wait for a second. System is booting with Windows 10. The target system is Intel Look 8 i7 HBK. UEFI secure boot is enabled, so the malicious bootloader cannot be loaded. BitLocker is also enabled. BitLocker uses PCL number 7 and 11 to protect VMK. The secret is in the BitLocker locked partition. It cannot be leaked without subverting BitLocker's protection mechanism. Alright, extract the secret with the BitLocker. Plug the BitLocker USB drive in the machine. The shim and BitLocker bootloader are loaded. BitLocker bootloader dumps all event logs. PCL numbers and hashes are used to make the TPM state normal. BitLocker extracts event logs with the kernel module. The BitLocker kernel module saves them into a kernel log file. BitLocker detects a BitLocker locked partition. Make the system sleep to exploit the TPM vulnerability. BitLocker kernel module exploits the TPM vulnerability. After exploiting it, TPM is initialized. BitLocker replays hashes to the TPM. Replaying hashes makes the TPM state normal. BitLocker sends TPM commands to unseal the VMK. Yeah, alright, we got the VMK and decrypted the partition successfully. Let's explore the Windows 10 partition. The decrypted partition is shown in the file manager. Finally, we got the secret file. Alright, this is the conclusion. I found the 3 mode vulnerabilities that can subvert the dTPM and the fTPM using the S3 sorting state. BitLocker can decrypt the BitLocker locked partition. It extracts the VMK from TPMs and mounts the encrypted partition. Lastly, please update your BIOS UEFI firmware or use BitLocker with the pin. Additionally, I published the TPM vulnerability checking tool, Napper, last year. Please check your system with the latest version of Napper. Napper is in the GitHub. This is the last page. As you know, once upon a time, there was a security researcher over there, and he overcame adversity and went back to his peaceful life. Nothing has changed except he became a speaker at Hack in the Box plus Cyber Week. These are my product link and email address. I always welcome your contribution. Alright, thank you for listening and see you all at Hack in the Box's Discord channel for Q&A. Thank you again.